Good morning, Camels, and welcome to Wake Up CU. I'm Gray Barnhill, and our producer today told me to say Her Majesty herself, my co-host, Taylor Decker.
You're not supposed to say that.
Because it's weird.
I think it's funny. I was reading it last night, and I was like, I should have brought my Valentines that have this they're like little Disney tiaras. Anyways, happy almost Valentine's Day, everyone. So today is actually Galentine's Day. And it's going to be a great holiday, full of love and single awareness. But Gray, how are you spending your Valentine's Day?
Well, you did mention single awareness. That's where I'm at in my life right now. So I'm doing nothing, probably some homework. So if anyone's interested, give me a call.
You could always go to Target the day after and get those discounted candies.
Oh, yeah, tons of candy.
Love
for
that.
For
Here,
sure.
I got you one, actually.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's my favorite flavor and everything.
Well, if it's your favorite, you can have it. Jolly Rancher, watermelon. That's your favorite?
That's my favorite.
There you go, everybody. If you're trying to get Taylor some candy, Jolly Rancher, watermelon, lollipops.
Yes, my favorite. But anyways, let's jump into our hot topics.
So, Taylor, in case you didn't know, candy hearts are not on the shelves this year.
I did see that, but why?
Well, supposedly, these candies have been around for a while, staple since 1902, but the company that sold them went bankrupt, and now they're gone.
Well, I hope they come back next year because those things are disgusting, but I love seeing them, and when you get them, I just feel appreciated.
Surprisingly enough, they pull in a $1.8 billion of sales every year. That's a lot.
Yeah. Do you like them?
I think they taste like chalk.
Yeah, they are chalky,
to be honest.
But the little sayings, like "you're cute," and it has like text language on it.
Yeah.
I think they're definitely going to have to improve with the millennial language that we've started. The text message language.
I just think they're fun to have. Like I probably would buy them every year, but I don't eat them. They're just fun to send messages to your friends and things of that nature. Yeah. So that's why I enjoy doing it.
I love getting them and receiving them.
Yeah.
So speaking of text message language, there are some new emojis out. So there are 230 new emojis hitting Apple devices with the new iOS update. Some are yo-yos, wheelchairs, people holding hands. And I really love that they're including a lot of disabilities.
Yeah.
Because, not everyone. I love when they added all of the different skin tones and just appreciating more of the diversity. And so I really love the idea of inclusion. It's
amazing how many different things there are just in the emoji keyboard. You could scroll for hours. Mm-hmm. There's so many emojis. It's hard to even find a specific one. Sometimes I don't even know that an emoji is a thing until I type a word and then hit the emoji button and it comes up yellow and I can tap on it to change it.
Yes. There was one the other day that I recently was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I'm trying. Was it sushi or something?
I know sushi is an emoji right now. So.
Gotcha. I'll let y'all know what it was because I love using emojis, and my favorites are always the laughing face.
Mm-hmm. I use the laughing face a lot.
I use the glitter one all the time. And
my new favorite one is the guy that goes. I have been using that a lot lately.
I use the one that's a happy my hands are up by your face.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen the TV show Emojis? So it's basically they have pictures and stuff emojis that describe something, and then the contestants have to guess them.
Oh,
it's on Netflix. It's pretty good. You guys should watch it.
Yeah, don't watch the Emoji Movie. That one's a little weird, but it just depends on what you like.
That's true.
So did you watch the Grammys?
I did not see the whole thing. Saw parts of it. There were a lot of winners. It seemed like Lady Gaga came away with a lot, which is pretty awesome. But
there was a lot of women empowerment. This is something that I am so excited about. I actually did not watch the Grammys, but reading all of the awards, and the theme just seemed to be girl power and inclusion, which was reflected among the female singers and songwriters. Mm-hmm. In total, 31 women won the awards during the 61st annual ceremony, and it was just so amazing. I was so blown away.
Yeah, Michelle Obama was there, which was crazy. Also, they had a big Dolly Parton tribute, which I loved. So good. Dolly Parton's the best. So I thought that was awesome. And the band BTS was jamming out to some Dolly Parton, which I thought was also hilarious.
I cannot believe Casey Musgrave won the album of the year, I believe.
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't listened to her music in so long. I
I know.
remember when it dropped, and she had like one really good song, and I was like, I'll have to listen to that. Never did. But congrats to all the winners, and I can't wait to listen to all the good stuff and celebrate everything.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Well, anyway, that's all we have for our hot topics, so we'll be back right after this.
Welcome back. Here today are Austin Blackman and Michael McLam from the Ducks Unlimited Camels chapter. Thank you guys for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
How is your morning going so far?
Pretty good. Pretty typical. Class.
Going slow and early, but getting after it.
Well, it is hump day, so let's get right into things. So what is the meaning behind Ducks Unlimited?
Ducks Unlimited is a waterfowl conservation program. So all the money that we make and things we do goes to preserve the land and protects the ducks and keeps it clean from all the trash that people do to it.
Awesome. So what do you do as a chapter?
So as a chapter, we do different events. We partner up with Harnett County. We had a Green Wing event, basically just a all-around day to hang out with people, a little bit of skeet shooting, archery, stuff like that, hanging out. We have banquets in the fall and the spring, be able to eat, have a good social, invite people from around the community, have sponsors come in and have the auction and stuff.
I love the values behind the chapter and everything. So when was the chapter established here at Campbell?
We actually started that last year. It was like late December. Or no, actually late November, right before we started Christmas break.
So what sparked that idea?
Well, me and a few buddies kind of had the idea since we were like freshmen, but we've always tried to get it started and never did, and then finally decided to just up and do it last year, and we did it, and it turned out good. So.
Yeah. So hunting is kind of a passion for you guys, right?
Yeah.
So what kind of sparked that? I want to hear from both of you.
Well, for me, it started at a very early age. Going with Dad, I was real young and didn't really know the whole principles behind everything, for deer hunting, for instance. When you see one, you wanted to go ahead and shoot it. But I learned over time that, you can't do that. You got to, let them get big, let them get older. The same thing with duck hunting. There was many a time growing up, you fall in under your waders and you get real wet. But other than that, growing up, it gives you another perspective of life, another way of living, in a way to, take yourself, because there's always something year-round to do between that and fishing.
I like fishing. I've done that. Never been hunting though, so sorry. Don't take it personal. Michael, what about you?
I started very young as well. My dad was never really a hunter or my uncle on my dad's side, but my uncle on my mom's side, he was really big into hunting. He took me ever since I was probably 6 or 7 years old, and so it just kind of stuck with me. And he taught me right from wrong and pretty much how to hunt the right way. So I've instilled those beliefs all the way till now, and I just enjoy it very much.
Yeah, that's interesting that there's a wrong way and a right way. I don't know, I've never really gotten to dive into the whole logistics of hunting. So back to the actual chapter. So how do you run your meetings? Do you have meetings with the?
Yeah, we usually have either monthly or bi-monthly meetings, and pretty much what we do is we catch people up on stuff that we've done, and if we have a meeting between the committee members, like the president and vice president, so on and so forth, we'll catch them up on what we talked about and tell them what our future ideas, and then we'll vote on things. So when we got these hats and these shirts, we voted on them, and the majority wins pretty much. We like to include the committee, not only the main 5 people that we have, but we usually we typically have, what you say, 30 to 40 people.
30 to 40 people.
Wow, that's a
Member-wise.
big group. That's awesome. So you mentioned future events. What else do you see for the future of this chapter?
So coming up, April 6th at 6 o'clock at the Double C Ranch in Coates is our spring banquet. We're looking really forward to that, getting that set up. We've got a caterer and everything lined up, so we're looking very forward to that and looking to raise some money.
Awesome.
We got tickets on sale now, and you can buy them online.
Awesome. Where can they find that online? Is it on social media?
It's on the Ducks Unlimited website. So
Okay.
what you do is look up Ducks Unlimited and then search Camel Chapter, and you'll find our banquet.
Look up Ducks Unlimited, get you one.
All right, so I happened to stalk the social media page for Ducks Unlimited, and I found a picture. Do we have that? Yes. So this is y'all in action. I didn't tell you I was posting this, but there it is. So can you tell me a little bit about what was going on?
Yeah,
in the
so
picture?
there's a very interesting story behind this. All good, some of it funny. I played baseball against some guys from Cape Hatteras back in high school in the preseason, and just stayed in contact with them over the years. Because down there, there's nothing. They duck hunt, and that's it. So they would come up and deer hunt with me back in Johnston County, and I'd go down there and duck hunt with them. Well, me and Michael decided to do a lot of duck hunting together this year, a couple times a week. So I got him one weekend, he won't do nothing. I said, hey, let's go down to Cape Hatteras. His response was, where is that?
I don't know where that is.
There's maybe a total of 20 people on the island, and that's it. I said, come on, it's 4 hours away. We're going to go shoot some ducks. He said, well, we better shoot ducks. We're going 4 hours away. So first day we got there, shot 36 ducks before lunch.
Wow.
Me, Michael, and the group we were with. Very good day, very windy, very cold.
Did you fall in?
The interesting story behind that, I'll let Michael tell that part.
So we first got out there, it was pretty early. It was like 5:30, 5:45, something in there. And we were setting up the decoys and stuff, and our buddy, one of the guys, John, was setting up the decoys. And Austin was like, you know what? I'm gonna see how John sets up these decoys. And so we were right there at the shore. We were shore hunting that day. And so he didn't know that it was a drop off as soon as he stepped off the shore. And he went from ankle deep to over his head in literally one step. And I died laughing. And we stayed out there for 4 hours, and it was soaking wet.
Oh my
Very
gosh,
cold.
and it was cold?
Oh, it was-
No.
I'd say the best part about that hunt, though, was the second day. Being able to take having Michael there with me, he got to shoot some of his first birds down there, and that was really cool to be able to see him do it. I'll let him speak on that.
Yeah, well, the first morning was obviously great. We had 36 ducks, and we all limited out. But the next morning was probably my favorite. We went sink box hunting, and for those who are not aware what that is, it's
Yes.
a under the ground blind, and so you're out in the middle of the sound, and so there's a literal box that you sit in, and so when you go out there, you don't see anything. It's just water. But then you get out, and it's probably like waist deep or something, and you go down, you pull up the box, and then you scoop out the water, and you set it up on poles, and then you're literally in the middle of the water, eye level with the water, and you're in a sink box blind, and the decoys are all around you, and you're literally just in the middle of the decoys, so the birds are just all coming in right there on you.
Oh, that sounds kind of cool.
It's very
You have to
awesome.
take a picture next time.
We will.
Yeah.
So how did that hunt go for you?
Went pretty awesome. Shot my first pintail that day, and I shot the first redhead, and me and Wheeler, which is the other guy that was with us, me and him were partnered up. And Austin went with a random guy. I can't remember what his name was, but they were in another sink box, and I let him tell him.
Multiple sink boxes.
Yeah, so day one I fall in. Wasn't too happy about that. So day two we're getting out here with some of our buddies on the reef out there, and text Michael. It's real early, sun's just coming up. You couldn't ask for nothing better. So all of a sudden we start shooting, and see a couple ducks, and already have a couple ducks when the sun comes up. And next thing I know, I'm sitting in my sink box with this man, and I feel it slowly but gradually coming up out the water. I know that ain't right, but I thought, the waves were a little bad, so I thought that's what it was. Next thing I know, I go up to shoot, and I'm looking straight, and next thing I know, I'm like this. And my box came up out the water, and it flipped me over again. So I went 2 for 2 with getting wet both days down there.
No. Well, you have the rest of the semester to redeem yourself.
Well,
Isn't duck season over?
it is.
What's
sadly.
this season now?
We got turkey season coming up
Okay. Very
in
nice.
April. So
Well,
looking
that's
really forward to
exciting.
that.
You guys have a lot to look forward to as a chapter.
We do.
Well, thank you guys for coming on and joining us today. So
Thank you
now
for having us.
thank you. Now let's check out Gray at the news desk for your News Minute.
Here's your News Minute for the week of February 14th. In honor of Black History Month, Campbell University is hosting an African American Heritage Festival on Saturday, February 16th. The festival will be located in Carter Gym starting at noon and ending at 6 p.m. There will be an opportunity to explore local Black history while enjoying food trucks and door prizes, and you get to hear 2 choir performances. Grab a friend and head over to Carter Gym for Black History Month. Last Wednesday, Campbell held its annual Giving Day. Over 1,160 donors gave more than $225,000 to fund several different projects and scholarships. Many of the donors chose to donate their contributions to the new student union, which is set to open at the end of 2019. With the goal set at 1,000 donations, Campbell students, staff, and alumni smashed expectations. Today at 3 p.m., find your voice with Career Services in the Wiggins Library Periodical Room. Come out for an exciting event focusing on finding your voice through interviewing. That's your News Minute. We'll be right back after this.
Thanks guys, welcome to your Campbell Sports Corner. I'm your host Isaac Gray. Campbell Track and Field will be heading to Liberty University this weekend for the Big South Indoor Track and Field Conference Championships. Both the men and the women's team will be looking to take home their first Big South Conference titles in track and field. The Camels were recently ranked 21st in the nation in a recent coaches poll and first in the state of all of North Carolina. So all those schools in the triangle, they can eat our dust. But what does track and field have to do to get a locker room? The world may never know. In softball news, the Camels will take the field at Amanda Littlejohn Stadium at 6 o'clock this evening as they plan to take on the Duke Blue Devils. The Camels come into this home opener off the heels of a season-opening tournament in Lake Charles, Louisiana, where the Camels were able to notch an impressive 5-0 win over the Sanford Bulldog. That's what's going on in the world of sports. Back to Taylor and Gray.
Thanks, Isaac. So after our show last week, I have a funny story to tell really fast. My sister called me, and she was telling me that she got a call from Campbell because she's an alumni of Campbell, and she got a call. Last week was Campbell Giving Day, so they were, asking alumni to give back to the school. And the person that called her, I have no idea who it was, but they asked her, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, are you Gray's sister?" And I was like, that basically means I'm more popular. Which is amazing. So, sorry, Perry, next time. I just thought it was really funny.
Well, that's all for our show this week. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you at the this time next week, same place. And that's another episode of
Wake Up, See You.